Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, it's amazing. I tell you, it's really amazing when you find people describing what the problem really is. And you can find ever so many people who might have come to a conclusion of what that real problem is. And they can articulate it quite well. But the difference is that everybody's message is a little bit different. And they refer to different things. And yet, they are synonymous in their objectives and goals. But what tickles me, and is really not that funny, is that you can find ever so many individuals that's doing that. And amongst that, you have no solutions. You might have some people suggesting some things that can be tried, some things that might be done. But when you get right down to the real nitty gritty, it comes up the same way. And the reason I see that you come up with the same way is because I heard a guy say, right and wrong is established innately in every individual. You don't need a rule or regulation or a law to say you're supposed to hate or that you can kill your mama or daddy or anybody. It's just something that usually happens because you have not come up with solutions to that anger or that loss of control that would protect you from it. And usually that is something that's taught. That is something that's taught or brought on by a condition. What am I saying, ladies and gentlemen, is this. When we think about in America, I don't care who has power as we call power in the United States. There's always a loser. We talk about Republicans and Democrats. We talk about right and left, conservatives and liberal. Well, if the conservatives win, the liberals lose. Liberals win, the conservatives lose. At least in their own minds, they do. And yet, when every political season comes around, each one try to draw or change a little bit or give you the impression that they've changed a little bit to kind of suck some in to their numbers now from the other side. This, to me, is ludicrous. I heard someone say that human beings are stupid. And people hear, how dare someone call me stupid or we humans stupid? How dare they? But to say that is like Americans or people wherever they are got a language that they speak. That's their main language. And somebody calls them and says they speak that language. And somebody, how dare they say I speak English? You do speak English. You speak English. Why? Because that's what you've been taught. Now, if somebody said you speak Chinese, you might get upset at that. But there's no reason to get upset when you speak English. They're just calling what you speak. And when you're acting blind, stupid, and ignorant, and somebody can see that, and they call it that, but you know what's the madness about? Oh, the other one you can identify with, but this one you cannot identify. The only thing you're looking for is you're looking at different things to make a determination. You know, you're not trying to say that you're stupid. But when you walk around here with pain and suffering every day, when you walk around here with people so depressed in their lives that they're taking drugs, constantly trying to find some way to hide from the pain and suffering that they have to deal with, in a society where people have determined what is basically essential for having some type of a satisfied life here in America, and I would assume all over the globe. And what is that? That's the sustenance for life. Basically, food, but not limited to, clothing and shelter and education and health care, even transportation and your infrastructure. And I would take it a step further and say anything that's made by the hands of man. Why? Because all of the resources used by the hands of man to do whatever they have done come from a power that's responsible for this earth. It didn't cost me nothing. It didn't cost anybody nothing. It didn't cost anyone anything for the resources on the earth to be here. And why are they here? They're here to be used to do what they're being used for. And what? And who are they being used for? They are being used for what they're made for, but they're being used by human beings. Human beings putting their hands to the plow and creating the things that they have determined are essential. And everybody engaged in the process. Now, what makes this better than that is if you're going to be making these things, then what could make it better? You who work, you who have a career, choose that career that gives you your greatest joy, that makes it possible for you to do it every day, satisfied in your life, because your life is filled with joy. And because of that, you're happy and you're living your dreams, your needs, your wants, and your desires to be met. Now, if you can't see that, every human being on the face of earth basically can see that, except those who want to be God and control everything. And yet you go so I can only say that you reject this because it's a foreign language. It's like an English speaker trying to talk Chinese. That don't work. Don't mean it ain't got it going on. You just don't understand it. So the situations that I see happening in the world today is because people don't know better. Whoever we are, as long as we are living outside of the dream, it's because we don't know better. But it's so you can't understand it, that what someone would project in the building and creation of society, they would suggest that the things that makes life so absolutely wonderful, you cannot experience in life. The masses of you can only anticipate experiencing it after you die. While somebody that's beating you side the head, lying and cheating, stealing and killing, terror and war, and willing to do anything, is sucking the lifeblood out of everybody and trying to live heaven on earth while you are suffering. What's wrong with that picture? I know you know what's wrong with that picture. Now get busy and let us do something about it. Goodbye.